toda la noche, no nos queda mucho tiempo más. No quiero perder lo que queda. Seguimos siempre la pasión y confiamos solo en el amor. Yeah. No quiero perder lo que queda. Y más allá, a través de la gran oscuridad, hasta que me convierta en rayos. Y más allá, a través de la gran oscuridad. Y más allá. Resuena por la pared, creando una canción. No quiero perder el ritmo. Y más allá, a través de la gran oscuridad, hasta que me convierta en rayos. Y más allá, a través de la gran oscuridad. Y más crecemos en número, en solo un trueno de horizontes. Seremos miles. Y más allá, a través de la gran oscuridad, hasta que me convierta en rayos. Y más allá, a través de la gran oscuridad. Y más
boys with the heat. Right now, we go party till we black out. So get the fuck up.
Follow your trail and I'm losing your mind and I'm losing your head. Let me escape from this unlove, cause I'm a prisoner. I just want to look my way and never back to you. I'm not above it. Let me be myself. I'm not above it. Let me be myself. Myself. don't know what we're doing. Things are about to change, it's evolution. Wait to shake the ground, you feel it moving. We're the revolution.
Can you give me what I need? Just give me what I want, baby. Can you give me what I need? Just give me what I want. Just give me what I want. Give me what I'm looking for.
We're going to go live now. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the season finale here at Imola, the Pro-Am category title decider. And let me tell you, it's going to be a fantastic evening of action. I'm your host, Matthew Duffin, again, as always, joined by my co-commentator, Andy. Andy, good evening, how are you?
Evening, Matt. Good to be here once again here at Imola for the final round. This is it. This is where it all gets decided. Is it going to be Big Boy Brazier or is it going to be Welshie taking the title here? I can't wait to find out what happens next. It's going to be an absolutely fantastic title decider.
Indeed it is. I will run you down the title, the championship points when I get them loaded. The PC's just been a little slow, so bear with me while they load. Evening to everybody in the chat. Nice to see everybody here. Andy, it's going to be a cracking night down between Deeks, DJ Phil, Stealth Soft, Big Boy Brazier and Welshie. But it's really the battle between Big Boy Brazier and Welshie, the one that's the realistic battle. The other three have an outside chance, but it really does need to be a huge night for them if they're to take this title. Can Jamie's internet hold on?
Well, since Jamie sorted out a TP link for his internet, it's been a lot better. Obviously, I don't think he's on an Ethernet cable just at the moment, but that TP link's definitely helping his Wi-Fi out a little bit, and we've seen some more stable internet, and as a result, much more consistent results since he made that change. So I'm quietly optimistic that Big Boy Brazier should be alright tonight, and when his internet's up and running and fully functional, you know that he's more often than not a dead cert for the win. So I can't see anyone else getting past Big Boy Brazier tonight. I think he's got to be the favourite for the win and the championship.
Indeed, I think you're right there. 10 runners tonight. We hope to get a few more on. We are expecting Cam in. I'm just trying to look who else. We have lost one. Can't quite see who it is, but I'm going to run through the championship standings as they stand. We know in the constructors that MC Motorsport of Stealth Sloth and Welshie have wrapped up that last week, so congrats to them on their constructors championship win. But it's the drivers championship tonight that can be decided, and it's Welshie who leads the way, 13 points clear of Big Boy Brazier at the moment, with Stealth Sloth sitting third, 27 points behind, still in with a shout as well, as we have got Liam back in, so Liam is with us, good to see. Deeks sits then in fourth place, 36 points off the title challenge, still in with a mathematical shout, and DJ Phil Green 38 off the title as well, again still mathematically possible for him to win. Liam Gamer then sits fourth with Cam in fifth, Alfie sixth, Rabbit Joe seventh, Aidan Bennett eighth, Swinfin's ninth, Ben Phelan 10th, Lewis 11th and Holty in 12th. Now Andy, 5 drivers up for the title at the final 2 races of the season. Brilliant to see, you know, such a competitive league. It is really down to 2 then. Who's your money on?
For me, it's got to be Big Boy Brazier, because he's shown the pace throughout the last few weeks. Whenever his internet holds up, more often than not, he pretty much always takes the win. So unless he has some kind of issue with the internet, or Welshie is able to bring it home in 2 second places. I think if Welshie gets 2 second places, then he will get the championship. So Welshie needs to make sure that if Big Boy Brazier is out there winning from the front, then he needs to make sure that he's in that P2, because Welshie technically still has this championship in his hands, but I think it's going to be a very tall order for him to make sure that he's the next man out on track. He needs to take some points off Big Boy Brazier, I think, in one of the races to ensure that he's going to be safe.
From what I've worked out, Big Boy Brazier can win into fastest lap with Welsh getting 2 second places to win the title, due to the fact that Deeks took a fastest lap last week at Algarve, meaning that Jamie Brazier needs Welsh to finish lower than second in one of the 2 races tonight, and if he does that, Jamie Brazier should be the man to lift the title. If not, it will be Welshie then. Bit of news coming in tonight is that Liam Gamer, new to this season, didn't come in till the Nürburgring. He's actually on the new Thrustmaster T150 that he's got himself. He's had it for a couple of weeks now, but he's been hesitant to try it until he was physically out of the running for the championship, and now he is this week. He's going to give it a good go on the Thrustmaster, he says. So best of luck to you, Liam, on the wheel, and we hope you give it your all. He's had a bit of practice on it this week. See what he can do on the wheel. Could he surprise us a bit here tonight? That'd be interesting if he could. Currently Big Boy Brazier on pole with Holty 5 seconds off the pace. Alfie 3rd, Rabbit Joe 4th, Aiden in 5th, and Lewis down in P6 at the moment.
I haven't tried the T150, but I've got the G29 myself, and I have to say that's definitely made a huge difference, especially on this game. It's you can just be a lot more precise and accurate with your steering inputs. You know, your car's going to go exactly where you want it to go, whereas with the pad, it's very hard to maintain full control of the car at all times. You're kind of having to flick from one side to the other and, you know, figure out a rough position on the track, whereas with a wheel you can pretty much have the car exactly where you need it at all times. So
you can be that bit smoother as well.
You can, and it's a lot of getting used to. The force feedback is one thing, and also just having to focus a bit more as well. But once you get the hang of it, you can't go back. It's the potential to go faster is so much more on a wheel than it is on the pad.
You can push the boundaries a bit more as well. You can push your limits on that wheel. You can feel yourself knowing where you can turn in a bit later, knowing where you can do certain things to push the car. I think is absolutely fantastic. So best luck to Liam tonight. Welshie not yet set a lap time then, as we have 13 minutes remaining. Lucas Roth in the chat, so that'll be Keegs on another account. Lucas Roth's an AI off of Formula 1 games, who beat Gary 131, the pro lead around Singapore in a race online the other month. So Keegs has clearly made a Lucas Roth account to give Gary some banter. We've also got Sooty Apex in the chat. Kaylee's here. Come on, Big Boy Brazier for the win. Kaylee, your man could win the title tonight. Bethany Anduffin, she's here. We've also got that Bozzy Boy, which is Liam. Sooty Apex is with us, and so is Monkey Boy and Keegan Walsh, Aidan Bennett as well. So good following on the stream.
Commentating last week on the Pro-Ams at Algarve, and he'll be racing tomorrow night for the Pro Series, isn't he, as well?
As far as I'm aware, yeah.
Is Mazda back? I've heard a rumour that Mazda may be returning for one race.
Potentially. We're not 100% sure, but potentially Mazda could be back. We'll have to wait and see whether he can get that off work. Tell you what, Welshie, you're giving an absolute massive toe to your championship competitor here. I'd have sacrificed this, that is for sure. Welshie actually just got himself the G29 as well. I don't think he's using it. I think he's going to stick to the pad for the rest of the season before he can whip out the wheel and get used to that one.
Maybe it's a Christmas present.
Possibly. And Welshie lets him through now. Welshie's just gone into second place as well, 2.9 off the Big Boy Brazier. Here comes Cam across the line. Such a long straight here from the final corner to turn 1. I say straight, there's a couple of bends in the road, but it's so long. You can get such a good toe down from last corner to turn 1. You could really make your lap here.
Yeah, you can, but it's very, very tricky coming into that first braking section, because it's very easy to misjudge where that first corner is due to that little kink in the road, that flat out left-hander, before you get to what is essentially turn 1. So it is really, really tricky, especially when, as you said, you're in that slipstream, because you're carrying more speed into the corner than you expect to. And quite often what you find is that drivers will brake too early because they think they're getting to the corner before they are, and that will cause the domino effect. And you often see guys running into each other, and it's usually the car in front's fault because they're braking so early. But obviously it always looks like the guy in the rear has braked too late and clattered into him, but quite often that's not the case. It's just a case of the guy in front thinking he needs to brake earlier than he does.
Indeed,
Big Boy Brazier, Matt, he's set an absolute blinding pace here at the front. He's currently got 3 seconds at the top of that leaderboard over Welshie, so Big Boy Brazier is absolutely flying at the moment.
He's on it again, Andy, and he's done this in qualifying all season long, where he's just been so good at the moment. And you know, he's taken 9 pole positions from 18 rounds at the moment. Obviously, half of them he can't qualify in, so he's taken the other half as pole positions. Welsh only has 1 to his name all season from a race 2 result, which is quite, you know, to say he's leading the championship, it just shows how much Jamie Brazier's internet problems have really cost him this season. And Welsh, you see there, just gaining a few tenths, 2.5 now behind Big Boy Brazier. But look at Welsh though as well, Andy, 4 seconds in front of his nearest competitor, Holty.
That's a real head scratcher, that one. I wonder if these guys are just trying to get the tyres warmed up a little bit. But we're 10 minutes into this session and Holty's currently leading the charge of best of the rest at the moment. But maybe it's just a case of all these guys not really being in the title race, so possibly just not really having the motivation that they would have normally going into a race. But let's see what Holty can do this time around. Can't improve, stays P3 at the moment. DJ Phil's currently out there, he's just coming up towards the last chicane. Stealth Sloth's just in front of him. Stealth Sloth really far down the order. What's going on with him? He's down 8th place.
Yeah, Deeks as well, not set a lap time yet. So to say that these Stealth Sloth and Deeks can still mathematically win the title, they're not up there. And I'm sure for Stealth Sloth, he'll want to help his teammate and be up there on the pace to help his teammate try and get in front of Big Boy Brazier as much as possible, or help hold up the pack so that his teammate can get away. But not being able to do that at the moment. There is Big Boy Brazier. Welsh coming into the chicane, it looked like there, yeah. Just passing Alfie. Now this last section as well can be quite tricky, Andy. You sort of go around this left-hand kink, back to the right, and then there's a bit of a bump just on the braking zone. And you kind of don't want to brake on that bump, because it can just sort of unsettle the car a little bit, as Deeks has finally got a lap time and he goes into P3 at the moment, so good time from Deeks.
Yeah, that bump can really catch you out, because you feel like you can carry a lot more speed into that last corner than you can. Also, it's downhill as well, which doesn't help with the braking, and you've taken a lot more speed than you might want to in some cases. It was one that caught out Valtteri Bottas a lot in the F1 race. He went off there 3 times, I think, during the race. So it's not easy at all. It's a bit like Monaco, you know, when you come into that right-hander before the hairpin. It's quite similar to that. Very similar geography. And so we'll be looking out for that. Hopefully nobody misjudges their braking point and takes out the driver in front of them, because that will have devastating consequences, as we very well know.
Oh, indeed it will, as that's Alfie very, very wide there. Now, reports coming in, Andy, that it is a dry race here for the finale. We've had rain. I know what you're thinking, rain all season.
It can't be. This isn't true.
Rain most of the season, and now it's dry for the finale. It's just how we roll here.
A Simplay race that's dropped what? Hold on a sec.
I know, we've not seen it since
Fuji.
Fuji.
I need to re-download this information, sorry. What's happening?
We've not seen a dry race since Fuji and Red Bull Ring. Jamie Brazier's about to cross the line, so we'll just see him cross it. And doesn't improve this time, but no, dry race, so we're hearing tonight. So we could be in for a cracker. Yeah, down to skill. Well, it's skill in the wet, but you know, you could have a few problems with spinning off, so it'll all down to who is going to be the quickest in race trim.
You're rarely going to see pit stop errors when it's just a simple case of stop and go, are you? So I think hopefully we should be just seeing these guys out on track showing their pure skill.
Well, this is it. There is a pit window. Pit window will be lap 4 for both races, so nobody can pit unless they have suffered significant damage until lap 4. Obviously, a post went out in the Facebook group just a little earlier so that everybody was aware to this. This will be for tonight and tomorrow night. But so far, Big Boy Brazier and Welsh, the only man in the 140s. Big Boy Brazier in the 44s, Welsh in the 47s. Nobody else near them after that. Liam's not doing a bad job. 52.6 on the wheel for his first proper outing on it, first proper event on it.
Oh, who's that?
I think Cam. Yeah, Cam joined late. That's why I think we saw Liam ghost a little bit there. Obviously with Cam joining later, the others won't be able to pick Cam up, I don't think.
Yeah, Cam getting all sorts out of shape there coming for that last turn. There's Lewis just behind Cam at the moment, so we had to set a full lap time in anger. Looks like Stealth Sloth is now running in 11th place here in this qualifying session, so I don't know what's going on with Stealth Sloth. He was up there or thereabouts in the early stages of the season. He was always fighting for the wins and podiums, and he was up there in a title hunt, but this season in the second half of the season really has gone to pot for him. Don't know what it is, but
from what I've been told from Welshie, his teammate, he's got himself a wheel, and he's been on the wheel this second half of the season. So it just shows the transition from pad to wheel when you show you racing on a pad, that it can provide to be just a bit tricky to get up to speed straight away. And if that is the case from Stoves off, I think from Bruno, so like round 6 or something. It's just been not round 6 from the 6th track, so round 11 and 12. 12, 13, sorry, or whatever it is. It's just proved that it's a bit hard to get used to at the moment with the looks of things.
Yeah, it can be. It can be tricky, and certain wheels are easier than others. Always we see Welsh getting loose there, coming out of the last turn. Checks the curve a little bit and gets onto the grass, manages to keep it going in the right direction, but that will definitely have compromised him on that lap. I don't think it's going to be an improvement for him this time around. If it is, then he's on for something on his next lap for sure, but no, it's not. Holty's improved his lap time at the moment. He's up for his still third, but he's improved his lap time about a second here. Still a couple of seconds up of Welshie in second place, but Holty seems to be finding some confidence here around this Imola track tonight. We'll keep an eye on him, see how he gets on. Aidan Bennett up to 4th, and he's coming up towards the line now, and Aidan goes third.
Goes in third. Good lap. Very good lap there from Aidan. Into the 148, so we'll be pleased with that. And Aidan's shown some pace this latter half of the season. Got his first pole position. Yet to step on the podium, but as his first pole position, I think it was Fuji, if I remember right, as well. So good stuff from Aidan Bennett. Can he deliver today when it matters? He's clearly backed out of this lap then. Obviously going to maybe save the tyres and go for it on the next one. There's Holty though, down in 4th. Big boy Brazier's in the pit. 4 minutes to go, and that's what you're saying there about turn 1. You could just misjudge your braking zone a little bit and end up straight line in the first corner a bit there like that. Jamie Brazier, Cam and Lewis in the pit lane then at the moment. Will they come back out for another lap? Let's wait and see. It's the top 2 as it stands at the moment. The championship leader and second place, first and second. And the championship leader's doing what he needs to do, just sitting behind big boy Brazier. That's all he needs. Deeks is about to cross the line now, and where will Deeks finish? 3.5 minutes remaining. Doesn't improve. Rabbit Joe's up into 5th, so good time from Rabbit Joe here.
Yeah, very nice from Rabbit Joe. He's doing a good job at the moment. He's just coming up towards turn 5 by the looks of it, but solid job from him. DJ Phil's dropping down the order a little bit. He got a good lap in first of all, but he hasn't been able to build on that in the later stages of the session. We've got Liam Gamer sat in 8th, obviously his first outing in the wheel here. Cam currently running in tandem here with Big Boy Brazier. He's trying to give Big Boy Brazier a bit of a tow here, perhaps, Matt?
I reckon so, with the looks of that. I want to ask you a question here, Andy. The Lamborghini or the Porsche, which was your favourite around Imola? Obviously, the only 2 cars we can see on show tonight. Which would you say is your favourite car?
Definitely the Lamborghini, 100% the Lamborghini. I'd say the best car around Imola is probably either Ferrari or the Lamborghini.
Yep.
But out of those 2, definitely the Lamborghini. And the Lamborghini is also a better car all round. See, the Ferrari is very good around twisty circuits such as this, but I reckon the Lamborghini's just got everything in the GT3 category. It's the best all-round car on project cars too.
Yeah.
In my opinion, I reckon it's definitely got the upper hand around this track for sure.
Couldn't agree with you more. Sloth's just gone up into 5th.
You'd say Lamborghini as well?
Yeah, I'd say Lamborghini as well. I think you're right. It's just a complete package, and around a quick circuit like Imola, obviously Italian car, Italian circuit, I just think it's built for these kind of tracks. And I think, like, I agree with what you say, the Ferrari, the Lamborghini. I just get that feeling that Italian cars on the Italian circuits, they're kind of built for them, if you know what I mean. They really are powerhouses on these powerhouse speed circuits, if you like. Imola's not a slow track.
Yeah, for sure. And it's got parts of the track which are very extremely fast. Obviously, you've got the run from the final hairpin, which these guys are just coming out of, and I would say it must be getting on for a mile long, surely, this stretch here.
Well, if you remember as well, before 94 it was even longer. Obviously before Senna's fatal crash.
Because we redesigned Tamburello, changed that, switched it up a little bit.
Yeah.
And so this bit here used to just be flat out. All there, it used to be a huge great curve, and they went back out across that gravel trap. There was a track, and it would just go round, and then that was Tamburello there. It would just go flat through that whole section. And
then this would effectively be your first braking point, wouldn't it? Into this corner here, yeah. And I can't
remember. Was this even, or did they just go straight? I can't remember. Was that a curve
I don't know. I'm not quite sure.
Yeah, maybe. I think you're right. Actually, I think that was the same as what
But
it is now.
it's such a run. We think it's a good run now. Do you know what I mean? We think it's such a run now, but think of the run it would have been pre-94. You know, that would have been absolutely mega to get a slipstream down there and a tow. You'd have been bouncing off the limiter on that one.
Absolutely, very akin to Monza, and these Italian tracks are all similar. You've obviously got Mugello, which is you've got that massive long straight out of the last corner all the way down to turn one, and they also require a lot of technical. I mean, Monza probably not. I mean, no, you don't. Not Monza, but Imola and Mugello both very technical tracks. You can't just take all the wing off and hope for the best.
Oi! No.
Always wish you can there, just cutting the inside of the seconds game. But no, around tracks like this Imola, Mugello, you need to make sure you got the car set up correctly. You need to have enough area to get around those high-speed corners. Otherwise, you're going to find yourself in all sorts of problems.
You really
Monza's
are.
a bit different. Monza, you can just take all the wing off and hope for the best because it's literally straights and chicanes.
The corners are that slow that it doesn't really matter. Qualifying has finished then, and Cam moves out to Jamie Brazier's way. Can he improve on the last lap? Well, she's in the pit, so's Aidan Alfie and Lewis. What's Big Boy Brazier going to do as he comes across the line? He's just in front of this man, Cam. There you see that both got interesting cars, and Big Boy Brazier doesn't improve. Neither does Cam, so Cam will start P11. Holty's back up into third. He's knocked Aidan Bennett down into P4, but that will be Jamie Brazier's 10th pole position of the season, and that is half the pole positions. So basically every qualifying that Jamie's been able to qualify in, he's taken pole position. That is an outstanding achievement.
It really is. He's just been in the class of his own in the races where he hasn't disconnected. He's always pretty much won every single one of them, I think, apart from the one where he got told to get off the PlayStation.
Yeah.
And there was one where, and there's the other ones he got disconnected from. Was there one other incident?
He had an incident race at round 2 at Silverstone, beginning of the season, where he started obviously from the back of the grid and got caught up in a turn 1 incident, and he ended up landing on his roof and didn't set a reset button. So retired from that, and then he's had disconnection. The fact that he got told to come off on night was it's kind of ruined his season a little bit. But either way, he's doing what he needs to do so far. Holty in third place at the moment. I'm not sure if he's still on a lap as of yet. No, he's finished.
Stealth stuff there, going flying up in the air. It looked like he almost gave a little whacker to the.
Now that's strange, because that will be the AI taking control there, and that's just drove him into the wall.
You would imagine so, although did he bin it perhaps as he was coming up to the line?
Possibly.
And then the AI couldn't regain control.
Possibly, but it's Big Boy Brazier who takes pole position from Welshie with Holty in P3. Aidan Bennett, good qualifying for him in 4th, and Stealth Sloth nicks P5 towards the end. Deeks up to 6th place with DJ Phil in 7th, so work to do for P5, 6 and 7 if they are to stand a chance in this title race. Rabbit Joe in 8th with Alfie 9th, Liam Gamer down 10th, and Cam 11th, Lewis in 12th then. So the front two, the main battle at the moment. It's hard not to say this man Jamie Brazier, but Welshie will absolutely give it his all. You can guarantee that one.
Yeah, you really can, and Welshie knows he only needs to come in 2nd place in each of these races, and by what we can see from the rest of the field, it looks like these two, Big Boy Brazier and Welshie, are both seem to be a level above the rest of the field in qualifying. Now obviously the race is a very different story, but we're expecting 2 dry races, and Welshie really I'm sure would be praying for rain in a situation like this, because Big Boy Brazier even would be.
We've lost Alfie.
We've got to go lights out here for the first race of the night, and looks like we are lights out and we're underway, and it's a good start there from Welshie, immediately pulling alongside Big Boy Brazier, and Big Boy Brazier looks like he can have the inside here for turn 1. Holty in the background there, maintaining 3rd place. Aidan Bennett, Deeks there, Stealth Sloth up into 6th place. Great start from Stealth Sloth. And we see there, we've got Aidan Bennett going a little bit late on the break. He gets a bit of contact there with Liam Gamer, and Stealth Sloth gets through up into 6th place, but DJ Phil there making a good move and Calf into 7th place. Rabbit Joe up into 9th.
That's Stealth Sloth! Cam, and one of the Porsches as well. I think that's Liam as well who's off.
Liam, yeah. Lots of problems there on the opening lap here, but Welshie trying to defend from Holty coming up towards the end of the first sector. Big Boy Brazier keeping on to the lead. Looks like Deeks has gone up the inside of Holty up into 3rd place. Great move there from Deeks. DJ Phil trying to hold on here ahead of Rabbit Joe. Aidan Bennett trying to hold on the inside here ahead of Lewis, and Lewis can't get that move done at the moment. Aidan Bennett holds on for that position. Stealth Sloth way down the field. Cam and Liam Gamer at the back of the field. Disastrous start. Liam Gamer can't get out of trouble here, Matt.
Indeed, he can't. He's struggling at the moment with that damage, so he's going to have to pit. We did lose Alfie at the start. It said it kicked him, so hopefully he can get back in for race 2. But Big Boy Brazy's already 2 seconds up the road at the end of that one. Welsh is doing everything he needs at the moment. He's got the 2 Team DPR cars behind him of Holty and Deeks. Now, can they gain on Welshie? That is the question. Not quite sure what's happened at the start line. Deeks has picked himself up a time penalty. We saw Stovsloff, Cam and Liam Gamer get taken out if they have significant damage, which I do believe. Look at Cam, seems to be struggling in that Lamborghini, and Liam on the grass and into the wall. So he seems to be struggling with that rear downforce gone. You see the no rear wing on the back of the car. That rear downforce will be absolutely horrendous for him. But this man's had the first lap exactly how he needed it. I thought Welsh may have tried to send one into turn 1, Andy, but he didn't do that. And he's now 2.7 behind, and Big Boy Brazy has got his head down and he's gone.
Yeah, but Welsh knows he just needs to stay where he is at the moment. He's currently running in P2. He's got a second and a half back to Deeks in 3rd. Holty just behind these guys on the track as well, down there in 4th place at the moment. So Welsh is exactly where he needs to be. Doesn't need to go crazy or push or put himself into any risky situations. He just needs to make sure he keeps Deeks behind him for the rest of this race, and he will be on track to take the championship at the end of tonight. It'd be very cruel on Big Boy Brazier, who's been the standout performer in this Pro-Am category this season, but Welshie has had a consistent season, has kept himself out of trouble for the most part, and he's currently doing what he needs to do, and he's exactly where he wants to be. This
is it, he's doing the bits he needs to do, and I tell you what, Welshie, he's doing alright at the moment. He's managing to keep ahead of Deeks. He's managing to keep that gap. DJ Phil, you see there in the background. Good start from him up into 5th place. Cam is in the pits, as is Stovsloff. Significant damage for both of them too. You can tell the lengthy pit stop that they've got. They're still not away. This will be repairing the damage. Liam's not even made it round to the pit lane yet. That's how bad he's had it. He's just coming in now, so it's gone horribly wrong on his debut. But I tell you what, he's got nothing to lose. He can put the laps in on the wheel now and really get to grips with how it goes. So hopefully he can get that done.
For Liam now,
yeah, ahead of race 2. Try and take a pole position in race 2. It'd be good to get that out of the way on the wheel and just see where you go from there. Stovsloff in 9th, and looks like he's heading out the pits. He's just jumped over Liam Game out. Welshie. Oh yeah, I was just about to say, Welshie looks like he's falling further into the clutches of Deeks then. At this final corner, Welshie a bit wide and doesn't get his apex. Manages to keep it though. I thought he was going to end up wider into the gravel. And Welshie now will be starting to get nervous here, as he has got to make sure that he does what he needs to do. His teammate is out of this one, but so is Cam. So it's not like the MC Motorsport and Gusset and Trusset teammates can do anything about this. Stovsloff's title has pretty much gone up in smoke from this second race, but saying that, it was hanging on by a thread anyway. Can Deeks do anything about this one? Will Deeks do anything about it? He knows he's only got a slim chance of the title. Will he just leave it? I think Holty's just binned it there.
Yeah, Holty just got out of shape there, lost the rear end, and it looks like he's lost positions there. DJ Phil up into 4th place, but Welshie's got a very nice view in his rearview mirrors of the man who could end up taking this title away from him. He's not going to be the man to actually inherit the title should Welshie run into problems, but it will be this man here who would take the championship if Welshie fails to finish on the finish in 2nd place. If Big Boy Brazier were to take them both wins tonight, which, judging by his pace tonight, Matt, let's make no bones about it, it's looking like he probably is going to do.
He definitely looks like he's going to do that in race 1. Will he do it in race 2? We'll see. He'll obviously have to qualify. Top 5 can't qualify, so he'll have to qualify from the back of the grid. Don't forget, next season starts middle of January next year, the 17th and 18th, I do believe the dates are, at the Nürburgring, so make sure you join us for that one. We are doing some special events over the Christmas period, and stay tuned because we do have a Le Mans 24-hour. I do believe Le Mans has been selected as a track coming your way.
What are we doing for our Simplay Motor event?
I don't know. I think we're going to have a chat about that one and see what we can conjure up with, and keep your eyes out on the Motive channel and on the Simplay channel on the Facebook pages or the website at motiveracing.com.
We'll have to run that on a Wednesday or a Thursday night.
Yeah, definitely. I think we should, definitely get another event in. Deeks is gaining on Welshie like mad here. A lot quicker last lap. Near enough a second quicker last lap. Big Boy Brazy lapping in the 146s. Deeks here. Oh, I tell you what, good lap from Welshie actually.
Yeah, Welshie's responded to the pressure a little bit. Still got Deeks right on the back of him, so he's definitely not being able to shake him off at the moment. Deeks really closing up on the back of him there, coming through turn 1. Welshie seems a little bit hesitant on the brakes. I said earlier that when you've got full fuel in, especially coming into that turn 1, it's tricky enough when you've got a maxed out car in qualifying, but in the race it can be it's a whole different beast.
Oh,
Deeks running over gravel there.
I just didn't seem to get the first part of that track, past that corner right, and it just bounced him off the curb to the outside of the track. Holt is back past DJ Phil and is currently defending from him here. DJ Phil took his first 2 wins at Monza 2 weeks ago.
I just want to say big shout out to DJ Phil. This man has got to be the most improved driver I've ever seen across any category on a racing game, because the amount he's come on, honestly. When I first started racing with DJ Phil about a year ago now, in a league called Robbins Racing, he was usually at the back. Let's put it, be straight to the point. And often getting lapped. Always very respectful and courteous to other drivers, but he was always a little way behind and, you know, struggling a little bit for pace. And the amount that this guy's improved, he's currently going into this race, admittedly with a very long shot, but he's got a mathematical chance of winning this Pro-Am Championship here at Simplay. So I want to say a big congratulations to Phil. He's actually put in so much graft. It's unbelievable, and it's clear to see he's really worked to get some pace. And
he's had such a good season, Andy. 6 second and thirds and 2 wins, so 8 podiums altogether this season. That's not bad. You know, this is round 19, so he took half of his races have been on the podium. It's been a good year. No pole positions, no fastest laps, but he's done a job. He's been consistent, and this is why he's in with that shout at the end of the season. He's been absolutely fantastic. So yeah, I have to agree with you. Massive shout out to DJ Phil. Obviously, commentate on Motive a lot, and I see him over there, and he comes on leaps and bounds, and he's always there as well. He never seems to let you down. He never seems to not turn up. He's always able, you know, to race and put in the performance that he needs to at times as well. He's such a good, really nice bloke as well. So shout out to there, DJ Phil. Deeks has passed Welshie though.
He's got a great taste in music as well. Deeks is up into. Oh, what's happened to Welshie? He's shot way down.
He's had a moment. He's had
damage.
I tell you what, that could be catastrophic. Everybody can pit us from now, but he's got. Oh no! What has happened there?
This would be a disaster for Welsh if he's got damage on that car. I hope and pray that it was just a spin, because that could throw away his championship. If he finishes in third, it puts the championship into Big Boy Brazier's hands, because then he knows all he needs to do is take a win in the second race, and he's going to be the champion.
Indeed it does. He only had to finish second in 2 races. We'll have to look at the stipulations going into race 2. But he's not doing what he needs to do now. He's made a problem. When we said Deeks was catching him, has that pressure finally caught up to him? And he's just made a mistake. Car seems to be looking all right down the straight there, coming up to the chicane. So it didn't look like it was pulling on Welshie a bit.
No, I think he's probably got away with it by the looks of it, because he does appear to be handling pretty well.
Yeah.
We'll see whether or not he's closing up onto Deeks in the next couple of laps. We saw the lap prior to this spin that he's had, or whatever happened. He actually did a 148, so maybe he was just pushing a little bit too hard, possibly beyond what the car was capable of, and as a result just ended up turning it around. And Deeks currently running in P2 here. He's 5-6 seconds up the road from Welshie now. Let's keep an eye on the lap times, see how much time Welshie lost.
Lost 6 seconds, Andy. Did Deeks. Lost 6 seconds there, did Welshie.
Oh, I didn't grab a charger.
Yeah, no problem.
Yeah,
so
6 seconds, that's quite a gap to lose over a single lap. Let's just plug this.
Indeed it is. So Welshie losing 6 seconds obviously last lap with that spin. So let's see what Welshie can do from here. Just looks like we've got a bit of cloud cover then over here at Imola at the moment. But can Welshie get back on? I suppose the other thing as well is if Welshie did have damage, he would have pitted last time around, because the pit window opened on lap 4. So he could have pitted had he had damage to get it out of the way, but clearly feels he doesn't want to get his pit stop done yet, so clearly the damage isn't what we think it might be. A lot of cloud cover. I tell you what, there's a lot of cloud cover. A bit hazy, if you like, at the moment.
Well, we had a dry forecast for tonight, but maybe the weather gods around Imola have decided that something else is going to be coming along tonight. Who knows? Fingers crossed the weather forecast stays as we anticipated it, because I don't know what's going to happen otherwise. I could throw the championship back up into the air, I guess. Big Boy Brazier will be hoping for a straightforward race now, obviously with Welshie currently sat in.
He's just picked himself up a time penalty as well.
He has, yeah, so he's obviously fallen foul of the race director at some point on this lap, and he's currently losing time to Deeks as well. Deeks is pulling away from him. The gap was 6 seconds, it's now up at 7. So Deeks has really got the hammer down. Welshie seems to maybe be bringing the pressure and struggling a little bit now.
Yeah, maybe Welshie needs to just get done what he needs to do. Get back rhythm, get your head sorted, Welshie, get back on the pace. Let's hope he didn't drop the controller. I'm not going to be able to get many more of them in with him going on the wheel next season, so let's hope he didn't drop the controller. Oh, we've lost a driver. Who have we lost there? We've just lost someone. We've lost Lewis.
Oh, Lewis is retired. He was running in 8th.
Yeah, he was running well.
Good disconnected.
Yeah, he was running really well. So that is a shame for Lewis there then. Almost scored no points. Well, now Alfie left the session. He's rejoined. Yeah, Lewis left the session. Wonder what happened there. Maybe a disconnection. Maybe a bit of a disconnection for Lewis. I'm not quite sure what happened to Lewis there then, but we'll see if he gets back in for race 2. So we've got 10 drivers left on the grid. What can Welshie do compared to Deeks? All these drivers are a bit spread out at the moment. Holty's lapping well so far. He had a bit of a poor lap last time around. He's fell back into the clutches of DJ Phil, but looking at his lap times earlier, was lapping a lot better than Welshie and was slightly gaining on him before he must have had a spin. So Holty definitely driving a decent race here, but he's just made 2 mistakes now and has fell to the clutches of this man DJ Phil Green. And DJ Phil won't need no second invitation to gain a place or 2, that is for sure.
Absolutely not. He's currently lapping 3 seconds quicker than Holty last time around, so I'm sure he'll be fancying that one. But Aidan Bennett is currently running not too far behind these guys on the track, and he's got, by the looks of it, that is just put a lap on
Still.
Oh. How's that? Oh, hold on.
Nope, that's Aidan lapping Liam.
Yeah, Aidan lapping Liam. Yeah, sorry. Don't know what I was looking at there.
Just
Aidan really cut the curve.
Yeah, he really did there. 6th place for Aidan. Time penalty as well. 5 seconds up the road from Rabbit Joe. Can Rabbit Joe gain on him? Was quicker last time around than Aidan Bennett. Rabbit Joe, another man who's improved during the season. So was Liam Gamer. Obviously, Liam now moving to the wheel, so may not be as good as we've seen Liam before. But these two have improved coming in since the Nürburgring, and they've really got better, as well as Cam and Aidan in that sentence as well. They've really improved throughout the season as well.
Yeah, they really have. Aidan's just coming up towards the line now. Let's see what sort of lap times he's doing. See if he's making any. It looks like he's losing a lot of time to Holty. Actually, Aidan had a nightmare that last time.
DJ Phil's passed Holty. He has had a nightmare, 155.5, but DJ Phil has got ahead of Holty. Oh, and there's Aidan just losing it at turn 1.
His
DJ Phil
Phil's made a position though.
Yeah, well in front of Holty now. But his big boy Brazier had a moment, because that gap was 12 seconds, 13 seconds earlier to Deeks. It's now down to 10. So has big boy Brazier just had a problem somewhere? Clear track in front, so it's not a back marker. But I wonder if he's made a problem. We'll be able to see on his lap times as he crosses the line. I'm not sure what has happened there to Jamie Brazier. He was 12-13 seconds out in front now. He's only 10.8. But I'll tell you one man who's really struggling. That is Welshie.
Yeah, he's dropping back hand over fist on Deeks at the moment. He'd be better off bringing it into the pits and preparing whatever's up. As he touts the curb there coming out of the final chicane. But he's got DJ Phil maybe closing the gap to him a little bit now. Welshie only 5 seconds ahead of Phil on the track. So yeah, he's going to have to watch out. He could be dropping off the podium here, could Welshie. This is going to do his championship credentials no good whatsoever.
Oh, look at that time from Jamie last time around, 154. So he did lose a lot of time. Must have had a mistake somewhere then last time around, Andy, because of 154. Welshie's going to come in. Interesting now then. End of lap 8. Welshie's going to pit. And is the first of the front runners to pit. Holty as well looks like he's going to follow him in.
Yeah, I think what you're saying with Big Boy Brazier there, just I must have made a big mistake somewhere, because that lap time is about 10 seconds off of what we've seen from him. Yeah. Over the course of this event so far. So he's currently got a 10-second gap back to Deeks. You know, he's still in control of this race. He's not going to have to panic too much as long as he hasn't got damage on that car, which it looks like he doesn't, because that car does seem to be pretty healthy at the moment. Got his lights on, his both headlights are still working despite it being the middle of the day here in Italy. So he's definitely, I'm sure Emo Guy would have a couple of words to say about that one, but Big Boy Brazier currently donning it very nicely at the moment.
Indeed he is, and he's not got a car in front of him or behind him. Holty and Welshie still in the pit lane, although Holty is away and has jumped Welshie. Well, she's still in his
Yeah,
box.
well,
He's just
what is
going
going
now.
on there?
So
Well,
he's lost
she
another.
maybe-
He's repaired damage, I reckon.
And could he be changing tyres as well? Maybe he's going to go for that extra fastest lap point and try and get that try and keep that podium spot he had, but with an extra fastest lap point to boot, just to give him that little bit of impetus in the championship fight, because he knows Big Boy Brazy is going to be gaining a few points on him now. I'm not sure what the point system is. How many points do you get for third place, Simplay?
For third place, you come away with 15 points. So he'd
Yeah, so he's
lose
gonna
out
lose.
10 points, and he gets the fastest lap. He's going to lose 9 points. But I tell you what,
So-
he's got to make sure he jumps Deeks in the pits. There's Jamie about to lap Welshie. I know Jamie's not pitted yet, but with Holty jumping him, who have we lost now? We've lost Liam. Liam's not even got three-quarter race distance. We've lost Liam from this race as well. Clearly feels that enough is enough on the wheel for tonight.
And Welshie's about to get lapped by his championship rival Big Boy Brazier. This has gone a complete disaster for Welshie. Is his championship fight gone out of the door here, maybe?
I tell you what, I'd hate to think it has. Big Boy Brazier still out on track, Deke's still out on track, so is DJ Phil. This is a disaster for Welshie so far in this race, because he's now not only lost out to Holty in the pits, and he's now 10 seconds behind Holty, but he's got to make sure that he can jump DJ Phil and Deeks in the pit lane, which is going to be hard to do at the minute. He's over near enough a minute behind DJ Phil. That is a long way behind third place so far. He's got to get the power back down and get on this one here, as his title is slowly fading away from Welshie at the moment.
Yeah, it really is. Everything seems to be going wrong at the moment, but there's still a long way left to go in this one. Still 7 laps for him to try and salvage something, but it's going to be a long way back from here, to say the least. And it looks like Cam's gone off there. Cam is just being lapped, and he's gone off onto the grass, but it looks like he's got out of the way seamlessly. No issues there for those guys at the moment, but Big Boy Brazy is currently leading this race by 10 seconds to Deeks. Deeks currently lapping a little bit quicker than Big Boy Brazy, so maybe Jamie's picked up a penalty, not a penalty, sorry, a bit of damage somewhere. I don't know why it's a penalty, but maybe he's picked up, he's a hefty whack with the wall or something, somewhere around the track. Saying that though, the car looks in pretty good nick, so I don't know.
Might just be taking it a bit easy at the moment. Yep, Cam's gone into the pit lane for a second time. He's already made his pit stop. Maybe he's just taking it a bit easier at the moment, is Jamie. Knows that he's got that 12-second buffer, and they've both got to pit, and he'll be able to see Deeks' time penalty. Deeks losing out by 1.2 seconds there last time around, so actually lost time there more than he gained. DJ Phil in third, 43 seconds off the lead pace. If I'm Welshie here, I'd be worried, Andy. 11 seconds off the back of Holty. I'm starting to get worried for Welshie in this one.
Don't I, because to be honest, if he's not within 5 points of Big Boy Brazier going into that last race, then he's in trouble, because Big Boy Brazier's got so much pace around this track. I can't see Big Boy Brazier not winning. Well, she knew he had to win. He had to come round in second place. That's all he had to do, was follow Big Boy Brazier home in each of the races to take the championship, and now he's got Big Boy Brazier in his mirrors, but not behind him. That's a lap in.
Yeah, that's the problem at the moment. Obviously, the other guys around Welshie have not pitted. It's only been him, Holty, Cam, Stealth Sloth and Liam Gamer. Rabbit Joe's just passed Aidan Bennett for 5th place. So has Aidan made another mistake somewhere? But Rabbit Joe into P4. But everybody bar the bottoms 4 have pitted. So from 5th up, need to still pit. When do they choose to do that?
Through Welshie's head right now. Now he can see Big Boy Brazier, his championship rival, in his mirrors about to lap him. What?
I'm sure he'd be fuming. He's got to be fuming, surely. Because he's, look at that, 48.3, he's lapping quicker than Deeks, 1 second slower than Big Boy Brazier, fair enough. What would you do if you was Big Boy Brazier? Would you pull it in the pits now? Deeks is pitted, so this is Deeks in the pits.
Probably his best chance, because otherwise he might get, because obviously Welshie's more than a match for him, but he's a little bit slower, so
yeah.
I don't think Welshie's going to be in any hurry to pull over and allow Big Boy Brazier to put a lap on him. I think Welshie's going to try and long this one out as much as he can. Big Boy Brazier's obviously going to be suffering in the turbulent air.
Deeks is away. Sorry, and I can just see the dot on the map. Deeks is away in the pits, so Welshie has lost even more time to Deeks in the pit lane then. Oh, lost even more time through pitting earlier. What went wrong at Welshie's pit stop? What a shame for him, because that is... Oh, I don't know. I just don't know what to think at the moment. DJ Phil, is he going to pass Deeks. He'll be up to speed quicker than Deeks will. I just don't know what to think if you're Big Boy Brazier. Do you pit you 47 seconds out of Deeks now, who's pitted? Surely bring it into the pit lane.
Oh, Cam getting well out of shape there, yeah. I think that at the moment it makes a lot of sense for Big Boy Brazier to bring it in, but he seems pretty comfortable how he is, and he could just play the long game. He's literally got a free choice at this point. I think he, in his situation right now, I'd just keep going until the last lap, try and stretch that gap. But having said that, he's got Welshie just in front of him, so he's probably not going to be gaining the amount of time he would want to here. He's going to stay out for at least another lap though here.
Well, Welshie's going to slide past Aiden and go up into P6. Don't forget, has time penalties as well. He's now 13 seconds off the back of Holty. Holty actually matching the lap of the leaders. So Holty doing very well. And we've lost Cam now. Race distance lap 12. So we'll have to see what Cam did at the end. We've lost another one, and there's a rear mistake. That's something you don't see quite often. Jamie Brazier out breaking himself into turn 1 and losing the car. A bit of a half spin. He's managed to keep going now. Hasn't lost too much time, thankfully. But oh, what a shame. I can't believe that for Cam. He was running, you know, not running the best of races. He's retired from the race, not left the session, so hopefully he can get it back out there for race 2 and try to take pole. And yeah, you're right, Andy, he is human. He does make mistakes.
Surprising, really. He's just been seamless throughout the whole of this race, but one little mistake, I'm sure that's not going to change all too much in the grand scheme of things, but you know, one little slip of something and he could end up in the barriers, and that would change the complexion of the race. He'd have to pit for damage repairs or limp round with a wounded car. So yeah, still very much a possibility of that happening, but Deeks, I think, isn't going to be able to overhaul that gap. I think it's simply too much at this point. 48 seconds, it's going to be around 12-13 seconds once Big Boy Brazier does come in. Obviously that will be if he does his stop and go without changing any tyres.
I think Aidan Bennett's a bit annoyed at his pit crew. He's just put in the chat that they dropped the bloody nuts. They've dropped the wheel nuts on the floor. Rabbit Joe has come into the pit lane at the end of lap 12 for himself then. Or at the end of lap 13. No, he's on lap 12. So Joe in. Welshie will go up into P5 now then. So good stuff here from Welshie. Starting to make a bit of progress. He's now... It's not actually telling us the lap. It's now 14 seconds behind Holty. That is a lot of time to make up. Deeks is pitted, Holty is pitted. He is losing massive time to Holty. DJ Phil the only one to pit, and he's lapping quicker than DJ Phil. Big Boy Brazier's in the pits now, Andy. So if that pit stop goes according to plan, surely he'll be in and out in a flash, really.
He should be out around 15 seconds out of Deeks if my calculations serve me correctly.
Gone.
He's up and going, but it's a long pit lane here. You've got to go around one turn, then another, and then the pit exit is actually quite a curve. It's around a curve, so it will be a little while before we see him out on the track. It'll be at least 10-15 seconds before we see him up to racing speeds. Whereas Deeks at this point, he's just coming into the last corner, so Big Boy Brazier is going to emerge with a comfortable gap here, and I predicted it would be about 15 seconds. Let's see what it is once the timing board flashes up. There is Deeks, yeah, 15.6.
15.6, so yeah, he was bang on with your guesses, Andy. Bang on. No one ever doubted your guesses and estimations. Bang on with them. DJ Phil has decided to come into the pits as well.
Yeah, who's ever questioned my ability to predict things? I don't have anybody who doubts that.
No, nobody that I can think of. DJ Phil in the pit, so can Holty and Welchie get DJ Phil? That'll be the crucial one for him. Do believe Holty's coming around the final corner, so maybe Holty will get him. Yep, Holty's going to get DJ Phil here. Is Welchie. That white dot on your map coming down to the final 2 corners is this man here. Watch for that white dot in the pit lane to move. When that starts to move, we may see DJ Phil emerging, but he's not yet, and Welchie's round the final corner, so Welchie will get DJ Phil, but it's not enough, Andy. P4 at the moment.
Yeah, it's not going to be anywhere near enough. He's still 15 seconds behind Holty, and he's not gaining on him at all, so Welchie is going to lose lots and lots of points. Is it 12 points for 4?
4th place is 13
points for 4th, so he's going to lose 12 points to Big Boy Brazier. The championship fight, well, let's say Big Boy Brazier gets the fastest laps. I think he has done.
Yeah.
Fastest lap. I think they're going to be tied on points going into that last race, so it all comes down to that final race. They're going to be tied on points, so I think Welshie's best hope now is that Big Boy Brazier runs into problems on the first couple of laps.
I think that's got to be the only way he's going to get through. Deeks not lapped in the 140s since his pit stop, and has Aidan Bennett a lap down just behind him now. Deeks has his wipers on. Well, there's no rain forecast, but he's got his wipers on. He's just seemed to I've been watching the lap times, and he's not seemed to be on them as much. I mean, Big Boy Brazier is just on a 153.1 last time around, so is the track developing, or have their tyres maybe gone a little bit? That's Stealth Sloth there. Oh, I thought that was Welshie for a moment, but that's Stealth Sloth. Have their tyres gone a little bit here? Because they just seem to be, the two leaders lapping in the 50s at the moment, just seem to be taking the time, I think. Maybe they're looking after the tyres a bit more. But currently, our quickest man on track so far is Holty.
It could just be because of their outlap. I think it might have been an outlap. Possibly, I'm not sure.
Possibly, yeah, possibly.
But Holty's currently he's pulling away from Welshie. Continuous rate now. Look, he's got 17 seconds back to him now. Currently, Holty's very much the man with the ascendancy. At this point, I can't see Welshie turning this one around now. I think it's going to be a 4th place for Welshie. It's going to be the 2 championship contenders tied on points coming into this final round. Deeks is going to close the gap. Big Boy Brazier, I don't know whether he's going to oh no, he's not. Well, no, he's going to close the gap to Welshie, should I say. But I think Deeks is going to be out of the championship battle. I'm not sure.
Yeah, Deeks is pretty much out of this one, I think.
I don't know if mathematically, I think it's going to be close as to whether he's out of it mathematically.
Andy Fury's granddad's doubted you, he's just said in the chat. I have doubted Andy's predictions.
Fury's granddad, my curse has actually passed, and now I'm on to only good things from now on.
He's passed the torch on to Dan in terms of curses, I think, on Orthodox.
Dan is the cursed one now.
Yeah,
yes.
Yeah, indeed he is. So 20 points for Deeks in the championship. So with the way things are currently standing, let me just do the maths.
I reckon going to be tied on points. I reckon Big Boy Brazier and Welshie tied on points. So I think Deeks is going to be about somewhere around 25 points behind. So he might just have a mathematical chance.
No, he'll be 29 points behind.
So
we'll just be out of it. Yeah, we'll just be out of it. 26 for maximum for the final race. We'll just be outside that point zone. And you're right, Big Boy Brazier and Welshie will be tied.
Deeks can still lead this race with his head held high, knowing that he's driven well tonight. I mean, being within 10 seconds of Big Boy Brazier is no mean feat. That's pretty solid pace.
Andy, we said earlier about the lap times just sort of not coming into the 140s. Again, Big Boy Brazier's not lapped that great. So it clearly wasn't just an outlap for Big Boy Brazier. He's clearly not lapping brilliant. But I don't think that's going to matter to him, because he's only got a handful of corners left. Holty 13 seconds off his teammate Welshie, 40 seconds behind Big Boy Brazier, 30 behind Deeks and 16 behind Holty. But it's this man at the moment who is on for the race win, provided any catastrophes at the final couple of corners. This man is going to take the race win. Good through the chicane. He's got a couple of kinks and 2 corners to go. So 2 braking zones. What can this man do?
He came into this round knowing that all he needed to do was basically just take both wins, and he'd be in with a fighting chance of closing that gap and taking the championship fight to Welshie. And since the start of the race, well, since the beginning of qualifying, we've seen him totally be in a different world from the rest of these guys. He slowed up a little bit at the end of this race, Matt, but I think it's a well-deserved win for Big Boy Brazier, taking a step closer to the championship here with Welshie. They're going to be tied on points going into race 2 tonight. Great job from Big Boy Brazier, fantastic drive.
Really was top drive. Deeks P2 with the wipers on, clearly sending us some mixed signals. Great drive from this man. It's a shame last week didn't go well for him at all. A flash of the lights, so he'll be happy with that P2. His teammate Holty's going to get onto the podium for the first time this season, obviously filling in the Constructors' title. It didn't matter in the end anyway, but Holty's going to take his first podium at Simplay Motorsport, so good job from him. And he flashes his lights as well, can be happy with that one. But I tell you what, this man will be absolutely livid. P4. Can he get the fastest lap right at the end? We'll wait to see. I don't think he can, but he's got work to do in the second race. He knows he has. What can he do?
He needs to take the win. He needs to hope that Big Boy Brazier has a problem. or something happens to him. Because I tell you what, Big Boy Brazy is unbeatable on pace, but if he runs into a few problems, maybe gets involved in a few tussles or scuffles over the first couple of laps, then that could be Welsh's chance. And this championship is by no means over. Full damage on these GT3 cars, on Project Cars 2, is nothing to be sniffed at. I tell you what, it's definitely still opportunities for Welshie to run into problems, or Big Boy Brazier to run into problems. So,
Indeed there is. We are just waiting for...
Still got a chance.
Yeah, definitely, you're 100% right. Anything can happen in race 2, especially with a reverse grid race. We are just waiting for DJ Phil to cross the line, I do believe, is the last one in P5. So good drive from DJ Phil, flashing the lights there. He absolutely loves that on the top 5 again. And I tell you what, while we wait for the fastest lap, yeah, Big Boy Brazier, 2 seconds quicker, in fact, 1.5 seconds quicker than Holty, who was the next man closest to it. So Jamie Brazier has tied the championship going into the final race of the season.
Well, he's left his charge till late with his internet connection problems that really troubled him in the early stages, but he may end up not having to rue those issues that he had in the early season. Could Big Boy Brazier take the championship with a very late charge in the season? This has gone down to the wire, and I can't wait to see what happens next. This is going to be an absolutely fascinating end to the season, guys.
And this has been absolutely brilliant, Andy, this little battle at the end between Welshie and Big Boy Brazier, because it's been such a good fight on track all season long. They're tied on points, 282 to 282. They've got 29 back to Deeks, who now cannot mathematically win the championship. It's all down to this, and who'd have thought at one stage we'll be able to take you through the action of race 2. So
I just realized I've built walls a mile high to protect my heart, but now I'm all alone, stuck on the inside. The heart doesn't need a castle, it needs a bridge. Been too scared that I'd unravel. Brick by brick, I built these walls. Now I know that I am strong. Just watch me tear them down. I'm gonna tear them down. If it couldn't break your heart, is it really love? If it can't tear you apart, is it really love? Just watch me march towards the battle. I'm gonna tear down this castle. I'm gonna tear down this castle.
I'm gonna tear down this car.
Watch me march. If it couldn't break your heart, is it really love? If it can't tear you apart, is it really love? If it couldn't break your heart, is it really love? If it can't tear you apart, is it really love? I criticized myself for trusting lies. I know I can't hide, 'cause then I'd be alone, stuck on the inside. The heart doesn't need a castle, it needs a bridge. Been too scared that I'd unravel. Brick by brick, I built these walls. Now I know that I'm enough. Just watch me tear them down. I'm gonna tear them down. If it couldn't break your heart, is it really love? If it can't tear you apart, is it really love? Just watch me march towards the battle. I'm gonna tear down this castle. I'm gonna tear down this castle.
I'm gonna tear down this car.
Watch me march. If it couldn't break your heart, is it really love? so sorry. I'ma turn it up and then I'm gonna take it down. I'ma turn it up and then I'm gonna take it down. I'ma turn it up and then I'm gonna take it down. Play it so sorry. I'ma turn it up and then I'm gonna take it down. I'ma turn it up and then I'm gonna take it down. I'ma turn it up and then I'm gonna 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 turn it up and then I'ma turn it up and then I'm gonna take it down. Give it to me like, give it to me like, give it to me like. Stand in the open, knowing it will all make sense. One day, yeah. I'm looking for answers, slipping through the ocean sand. Wish you can take me back. You're standing there with arms wide open, where it all began. Where it all began.
Oh, of course. We're starting last on the grid as well.
Right, okay, we'll be going live in just a moment.
Oh.
Welcome back then, ladies and gentlemen, for the second qualifying of the season, the final one for this year. And what a year it has been. Ups and downs throughout for the championship leaders, Jamie and Welshie. Disconnections, dropping pads, and then absolutely bottling it at the end. I've got Welshie here with me for a quick interview. Chris, what happened in that first race, mate? Honestly, second for so long. Was it the presence of Deeks behind you that put you off, or...?
Oh, I don't know. Like I say, it was a good drive. You know, I was trying to stay with Jamie as much as I can, but I just seen him drive away, and then Deeks was all over the back edge. So yeah, I think a bit of pressure, trying to push myself harder, and then just messed up myself. So only myself to blame for that.
You come into this one tied on points with Jamie Brazier. Now, what have you got to do in this race? What can you do in this race? What are you capable of to defeat Jamie and take the title?
Pray. To be honest with you, just simply pray.
The Church of Jamie Brazier, or
the Church of anything right now. So yeah, we've just got to try and stay focused and not mess it up like I did there. And let's see what happens. It looks like ourselves we're going to be starting at the back, so anything can happen in turn one. You never know. Yeah, and just get the head down and go on with it now.
You go into the wheel next year, whether you're in Pro or Pro-Am. Yeah. You know, I've got to get one last one in. Do you regret dropping the pad at the beginning of the season? That could ultimately have cost you this title.
I don't know what to say. What can I say? Of course I regret it, but at the same time it's made it interesting, you know.
Yeah.
I think it's made the season very good, you know. There's been a good bunch of drivers here. It's been fantastic, you know. And whatever way it ends, I'll be happy at the end of the day. I'm just happy to be part of it, to be honest with you. It's my first season doing this, and to get to where I am, I'm against some good racers, so that's it.
Well, best luck for the second race, mate. I wish you all the best.
Thank you very much.
Box. Take care. Holty, you got your first podium here at Simplay Motorsport, and a good drive for yourself. You've shown pace in the races you've done, and you've managed to finally get on that podium.
Yeah, it's just a big good at the start of the season. Just try to learn the handling of this Lamborghini. Very like twitch on rear end. Yeah, good qualifying. Qualified third, and then in the start, going to see Big Boy Brazier and Welshie in front of me. It's obviously down to a fine outfit tyre, so didn't want to go too hard into that first corner. No, but fair play to me. It'll be a very close one this last race, but I won't be getting in their way. I'll let them fight it out.
No, well done. What do you make to the Lamborghini so far? Obviously, you came in at Monza. Like I say, you wasn't able to start the season with us. You've kind of come in, helped Deeks out a little bit at the end of the season in the Lamborghini. Would it have been a car you'd have chose at the beginning, or?
I was doing a lot of testing in the Mercedes and the R8, but the Lamborghini, when we're doing them testing at Donington, I just couldn't control it. Back end kept coming round.
Yeah.
And then final few races, jumping in with Deeks. I'm just learning this car at the moment. But I seem to be on pace. Just hope I can improve.
Oh, that's it. Going forward into season 2. So the grid obviously for race 2 in this one. You'll eventually drop down the order obviously when people get the qualifying laps in. You just come through the pack and see where you get race 2.
Yeah, definitely. I said before, I won't be racing Big Boy Brazier or Welsh. I'll be staying well out of their way. See the joint on points. And I think it's going to be a really good race for them too.
Well, best luck, mate. We'll let you get back to it. Enjoy the rest of the evening, and well done so far. Deeks, yeah, P2 for yourself. After the disastrous week at Algarve last week, you've came into this one. Good first race, good pace.
Yeah, it was okay. It wasn't bad. I've been practicing and I've been a lot quicker, so I was disappointed in qualifying. I think I had about 6 laps disallowed. So,
all right.
Yeah, I did a 146.2, I think, disallowed. So that was annoying.
Track limits really an issue around here.
Yeah, they are definitely. I think, I don't know why. I think it's because when you practice without other cars around, and when there's other cars in the way, and you have to move around a little bit and go on different parts of the circuit. Everyone practices.
Well, you go back up to third in the championship, 2 points ahead of Stealth Sloth.
Yeah.
11 ahead of DJ Phil Green to cement that third place. Obviously, it's not what you wanted earlier in the mid-season when you was kind of leading, fighting with Welshie for the title. Still good though that P3, can't really argue with that one.
No, definitely not. And I missed a few races to be fair, so yeah. And I think we're going to get third in the teams as well, which is pretty impressive, seeing as I I've not had a teammate for most of the season.
Yeah, I was just about to get to that. You have cemented third place in the team's championship, so you've done really well there. Like you say, you lost Ben early on. Holty only came in at Monza. You kind of had that middle of the season where you was on your own and not scoring double points for the team. You've done a cracking job to keep third in the constructors title.
Yeah, no, definitely. With just keeping consistent into it, and that's something I need to work a bit more on. But it's the wheel for me as well next season. So.
Oh, interesting. So, well, best of luck for that one.
Father Christmas is bringing one.
Well, best of luck with that one. We wish you all the best next season, and thanks for being here this year.
Brilliant.
Along the way. As we just see a bit of...
fantastic job as usual.
Oh, cheers, buddy. As we see a bit of a scuffle on track there with... Is that Liam and Alfie? A bit of a scuffle there on track. Not quite sure what that is. No, thanks, Deeks. Appreciate the kind words and best luck in race 2, buddy.
Thank you.
Jamie, got a chat with you. What a season you've had. You've either won the race or disconnected or landed on your roof in race 1. Mate, what can I say about it?
So it's been a bit just an up and down season. Like you said, if I don't win the race and I don't finish, but you say going into this race, I just want to finish in front of Welshie, just stay in front, and that's all I need to do.
You've took 10 pole positions, you've took 11 race wins with 5 fastest laps. You have to be over the moon with how your season has gone. Obviously, the disconnections out of it, you have to be chuffed with how your season has gone.
Yeah, I'm absolutely over the moon with how this season's gone. Before this season, I thought I'm not really going to have a chance at winning the title, and lo and behold, first race I go and win.
Yeah.
And so just set off from there.
Pretty much going into the pro category next year. You're going to be looking forward to racing against these guys next season, the likes of Gary and the only G we see coming in as a filler at the moment, but will be there scoring points. Sooty Apex as well alongside them. You're looking forward to taking that step up?
Yeah, I'm absolutely looking forward to it and showing them what I can do.
You start P10 in this next race. You've only got to finish in front of Chris. Is it trickier starting from the back of the pack, coming through the pack, obviously with the slower guys from race 1, obviously qualifying up the sharp end of the grid? Do you have to be a bit more cautious? And if so, what's your approach going to be to race 2?
Say starting at the back's just a whole lot harder than say starting near the front, because especially in this race.
Sorry, Jamie, just 1 second. Alfie, they're losing the car, and Stealthsoft did in a very similar fashion, but just in the opposite direction. And Stealthsoft rejoining has caught Rabbit Joe or Liam Gamer there. Liam's gone back on the pad, I do believe, for this second race. Jamie, sorry, apologies, continue.
Say anything can happen into turn 1. I've just got to keep my wits about me and say, just my main aim, just get in front of Welshie, and if there's clean overtake, just go for it and just keep Welshie behind. That say with Cam will be starting up the front, so hopefully I can get him to help me a bit.
Yeah.
If I come under pressure from Welshie at all.
Well, best of luck, mate. We hope to hear from you and Welshie at the end of the race. We'll crown either one of you champion. We'll let you get back to it then, as Alfie's just come in and out the pits after his bit of a collision. So bottom 5 can't qualify, which is Holty, DJ Phil, Welshie, Big Boy Brazier and Deeks. Then we do have currently on pole Stealth Sloth from, I do believe, Aidan Bennett, only by 7/10 of a second, so good qualifying here from Aidan Bennett. We've then got Rabbit Joe with Liam Gamer in 4th, Cam 5th and Alfie in 6th place. Holty will start 7th, DJ Phil 8th, Welshie 9th, Big Boy Brazier 10th and Deeks at the back of the grid. Evening to Kieran Argent and Dean Wasaki, who's here. Liam says it forced me to stay on the wheel. Yeah, Liam, if you want to rejoin on the pad, which is too late now, you've only got 28 seconds, you would have needed to have closed the game and reload it on the wheel, on the pad itself. But you haven't got the time to do that one now. 4th currently is Liam, 4 seconds off the pace. The top 3 only separated by a second. And Aidan Bennett and Rabbit Joe are still out there at the moment on a lap time. So can they gain any time? That was Cam and Rabbit Joe going past. So does Rabbit Joe improve here? He will get one more in, I think. As we are currently on Alfie. Rabbit Joe's up pole. Rabbit Joe and Cam up to the front row of the grid for both of them. And Stelsloff in the pit lane can do nothing about it. They're both on another lap as well. So one of these two is on the front row of the grid. Aidan Bennett's the only other man on a lap. Not quite sure where he is on track at the moment. But Rabbit Joe could be on for his first pole position of his career. Absolute cracking lap time as well. 3/10 quicker than Cam. These two will be absolutely battling it out for that for the final pole position. Aidan's in the pit, so cannot improve. So it is just between these two now.
Wow, that's coming from absolutely nowhere there, Rabbit Joe.
Indeed, just
brilliant. Cam getting wide. He will have. He's lost it. He's been into the wall. I was about to say he would have got done for track limits, but there's no need for track limits to intervene because he's that lap's well and truly gone out of the window. So Rabbit Joe, provisional pole position. Can he rub the salt in the wounds here, Matt? It looks like he's gone very wide there. He might have picked up a slowdown.
Might have picked up a little slowdown there, although it doesn't look like he's taking it. Looks like he's keeping it absolutely pinned. I tell you what, Liam Gamer took a pole position the other week in a second race event. Can Rabbit Joe, his teammate, take a pole position here? What a drive this would be for him.
I think he is going to take it because Cam's crashed into the wall on his lap, so
yeah,
it's just about whether or not he can extend that margin now. Can he improve his pole time here? He goes very wide there, coming out the second to last corner, now into the final turn. What's this going to be for Rabbit Joe as he comes out? And he looks like he's he thought of bailing out on that one, then thought second thought again.
Comes down to finish his lap time. 30 seconds left of the session. That session's done though. That's the end of the session. Doesn't improve this time around, so is on provisional pole. But what does Cam do? We know he had that big crash, so I don't think he's going to improve unless he was miles up on his time already. We just await Cam to cross the line. Here he comes now. Looks like he's had another moment. Doesn't improve, so Rabbit Joe will take his first pole position of the season. So a cracking drive from him. Good lap, the only man under the 150 mark. And Rabbit Joe will be on pole for the first race here. For the second race here at Imola, the final round of the season. So for the final time this season, Rabbit Joe will take his very first pole position. So well done to you. Cam gets second place with Stelsloff third, Aidan Bennett in fourth, Liam Gamer down in fifth with Alfie sixth. Hulty will start 7th, DJ Phil Green in 8th, Welshie 9th, crucially ahead of Big Boy Brazier who's 10th, and Deeks in P11. So let's see what these guys have in store for us. Now, who can do what? 10 guys on the grid. We've lost Aidan Bennett. He's not on that list anymore. He was P4.
That's going to make it easier for Big Boy Brazier and Welshie coming back through the pack. They've got one less car to overtake now. But Welshie crucially just in front of Big Boy Brazier here. We're about to go lights out with default setups. These guys very quick at readying up. So here we go for the final race of the season here at Simplay Motorsport, the Pro-Am Series. Who's going to be the champion, Welshie or Big Boy Brazier? It's lights out and away we go. And it's a poor start there from Cam off the line. Immediately gets overtaken by Liam Gamer coming up towards turn 1. Stelsloff slots in behind. It looks like we've got Hulty up ahead of Alfie coming up towards turn 1 as well. Also Welshie staying ahead of Big Boy Brazier for the time being in 7th and 8th places. Hulty around the outside there of Stelsloff. Stelsloff getting a horrible run there coming through turn 2 and 3. He's way down. He's now down to 6th place there. Welshie on the back of him with Boy Brazier, DJ Phil. And somebody's up! Who's that? Oh my god, there's a huge crash there. Liam, is that Liam? Yeah, it is.
It's Liam and Cam. They both had an incident. And I tell you what, I thought they nearly connected with Welshie and Big Boy Brazier there. That could have really ruined the championship fight. What a disaster for Liam. It looks like him and Cam have made contact somewhere. But that means then that an extra place for these two. And look at Big Boy Brazier pushing Welshie wide. And Welshie's going to get their gloves out. This is incredible. Alfie and Hulty lean on each other.
Never say die there from Welshie. He was not allowing Big Boy Brazier to drive up the inside of him. Was fighting it with everything he had. Robin Wilson him. And Welshie somehow holds on to that 4th place.
Liam Gamer.
Unbelievable race in there from Welshie.
Indeed, indeed it is. Liam Gamer retiring from the race on the final time of the season. Obviously, clearly not up to speed with the wheel, but Welshie at the moment, the mentality's there, the gloves are off. It's race day here for the final time this season, and he means business. The Scotsman absolutely shoving Big Boy Brazier around this track, really making it work for this one. Oh, a bit of a twist, they've touched! They've touched, and Big Boy Brazier's got a great run at the inside of Welshie! And here he goes here, down towards the final couple of corners. At the end of the first lap, Big Boy Brazier will have the inside line. They're side by side.
Big Boy Brazier's got it done. He
Yeah.
squeezes him out. He's up into 4. Crucially, championship winning position now for Big Boy Brazier. For the first time this season, since the round 1 of the season, he leads the championship.
Indeed he does, and Welshie now has to get in that tow with Big Boy Brazier. He has to get this job done. He has to get that place back. He's not sticking in the slipstream like you thought he would. He does now. He tucks back into it. What's going to happen at turn 1? Big Boy Brazier is going to have to try and pass Alfie as well. And Welshie's going to look for a sending manoeuvre, but thinks better of it this time round. And look at how much he's closed under braking. Deke's a bit wide and off, just behind as well. So not what he'd have wanted. Big Boy Brazier, though, Crucial has a run on Alfie. And Welshie's going to have a look at Big Boy Brazier as well. And Big Boy Brazier's kind of attacking and defending and gets up the inside of Alfie, and that's the job done. And Alfie forces Brazier wide. Brazier's on the gravel, and he comes on. They touch Welshie, and Welshie's now going to look on the inside of Alfie. And there's Brazier again. Great driving from the pair of these, and they've both got past Alfie now. But I tell you what a bit of driving from the 3 of them.
Alfie showing no respect for the championship contenders whatsoever. No regard whatsoever for these guys, and good on him for giving it an absolute fight there. That's what we want to see. We want to see people giving it, these championship contenders, a hard time, because it makes for great entertainment here on Simplay Motorsport.
Oh, Welshie!
Oh! Oh my god, he looked like he almost lost it there. How did he hold on to that, Matt? How did he keep control of that car? I will never know.
He braked on the grass. You saw him touch the grass. The rear end come out. He's managed to save that on that pad. That's a great save. But crucially, he's lost momentum to Jamie Brazier. Needs to get that momentum back. Holty leads this race from Rabbit Joe, who you just saw made a mistake at this chicane. There's Holty, Rabbit Joe in the background. Then you'll see Big Boy Brazier. There's Welshie. So he's lost a bit of time to his championship rival. And this is a great start to this second race. What can happen here? I do not know. But Welshie's got to put his foot down and get his finger out now. Big Boy Brazier gaining on Rabbit Joe like mad.
He really is at the moment, but Big Boy Brazier is getting a little bit held up behind all these guys. We saw Alfie giving these guys a really stiff test as they were trying to get past, and Big Boy Brazier is not going to find this easy getting past Rabbit Joe. He obviously got pole position a few moments ago to Rabbit Joe. Holty got him off the line and has since not looked back. Rabbit Joe struggled to keep with his pace.
Oh, Holty's made a mistake.
Holty's lost it. Holty's got off. Is he going to join in the pass of Big Boy Brazier? Big Boy Brazier gets through unscathed. And Welshie's had a moment here, Max. He's dropped off the back of Big Boy Brazier.
He has a little bit. He's dropped off again, so maybe a bit of a slide coming through turn 1 yet again. But Big Boy Brazier's up into second place, and he's got to now try and get past Rabbit Joe. And it looks like he's got this move done here. Rabbit Joe gives him plenty of room there then. Not fighting that one too hard. And Big Boy Brazier leads this race. Now, is that Welshie looking in front of him saying, there goes my championship? He's got to do something now. Race on still. Lap 3 of 16. Long way to go yet in this one. And we saw Big Boy Brazier make mistakes race 1.
I very much relate to the situation that Welshie's in right now. I felt exactly the same on Sunday at Zolder in the sprint race over at Motive in the touring cars.
Yeah.
Seeing John Boy making his way back through the pack after I had that collision with Swiftmeister, back through the pack. I know exactly how Welshie's feeling right now, watching your championship rival driving up into the distance with other guys in front of you, in between you, and knowing there's nothing you can do about it. It's the most frustrating feeling in the world. Welshie's going to try and make progress through the pack here and try and get past Rabbit Joe. But Rabbit Joe at the moment looking pretty strong here in third place. Holty and Rabbit Joe under no obligation whatsoever to relinquish their podium spots here. This is for track position regardless of championship standing, and these guys driving a great race at the moment. But can Welshie make some progress through this pack? Big Boy Brazier very much with the championship in his hands now. He has not led the championship since round 2 of the season, I believe.
Yep. When
he took the win in the opening round. He has had a up and down season, disconnections left, right and centre. But it looks, for now at least, like he might be able to take the championship if his internet can hold on for long enough. I wonder what's going to happen here though.
This is the biggest question now. Can his internet keep doing the business? He's done it so far tonight. Can it do it again in this second race? Great first opening laps. Track just started to get a bit spread out now. Oh, where's Rabbit Joe gone? Oh, he's made a mistake. He's dropped down to P6 behind Welshie, Deeks and Alfie. So unfortunately for Rabbit Joe, the pole sitter, he's made a mistake somewhere. Doesn't look too bad a damage. I wonder if he just went wide at one of the corners. But that's released Welshie into P3. Now then, Welshie, how's your... Yeah, Big Boy Brazier, how's your nerve when it comes down to it? You've got to just do what you did in race 1. He's been did a few times, don't forget, race 1. So he's not going to want to do that with Welshie charging, and Welshie will be charging, that's for sure. He will leave nothing on the line.
Yeah, but Welshie's lost his main lifeline, which was having Big Boy Brazier behind him. He needed to keep him at bay and maybe get in Big Boy Brazier's head and try and force Big Boy Brazier into a mistake, but it didn't happen. Jamie had absolutely none of it and was just picking his way back through the pack in exactly the way that he needed to, and he's found himself in a comfortable lead here on lap 4 of the race. Holty currently running in P2. Currently, well, last time around he lost a bit of time to Welshie with his excursion off the track. Rabbit Joe now down in 6th place after his mistake, so Big Boy Brazier and Welshie running 1st and 3rd. But Welshie can see the championship slipping away because Big Boy Brazier has got so much more pace.
Oh, he's made a mistake!
Oh, Welshie gets a bit loose! And here's Deeks to get the move on the outside of the last turn here. It looks like Deeks is up into 3rd, but Welshie runs him out of road there, squeezes him out a little bit. Flash the lights there from Welshie, maybe apologising for the slightly over-aggressive driving, but he maintains 3rd position there, just about.
But crucially, he's got Deeks all over the back of him after a little mistake, and he's not going to want to fall down the grid. He's going to want to make sure he's quite close to the front, that if Big Boy Brazier does make a mistake, Welshie will be there to capitalise on it, and at the moment he's not doing that. You see on board with Deeks now, coming through turns 1 and 2. Not the best of turns 1 and 2 for Deeks there. Welshy's just pulled a bit of a gap, and Stealth Sloth is in the pits on lap 5.
He is indeed, yeah, so he's obviously pulling the trigger very early on here in this race. Obviously pit window open now, Cam also following him in. So both of these guys the first to pull the trigger in this race. DJ Phil there currently running in 7th place. This man came into this final round with an outside shot at the championship. It's been a great season for DJ Phil, but unfortunately lost his chances of taking the title after race 1 tonight. Always we just a little bit sideways coming there through turns 1 and 2, but he keeps it going in the right direction. But Big Boy Brazier still leading this race. Welshie really having to fend Deeks off now. Deeks is all over the back of his car at the moment, but can he find a way through coming down the hill towards that Milarole? Doesn't look like he's quite close enough at the moment to go for that one.
No, it doesn't. Welshie's still fending off Deeks, and we've seen these two battle so much this season. Sometimes Deeks having the upper hand over Welshie. Will that be the case tonight? He already finished in front of him race 1. Welshie losing a lot of ground so far to Deeks' teammate Holty, though, at the moment. Well, Big Boy Brazier 5 seconds out in front of doing what he's done all season, which is cruising along. Absolutely flying so far.
Yeah, he really is, and Welshie's currently got Deeks looking up to the inside there. It's very easy to miss your braking point, especially when you've got somebody right in front of you, but Deeks there probably just being mindful of the fact that Welshie is still in the championship battle. He doesn't want to be that guy. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So
yeah.
He's being careful at the moment, very cautious behind Welshie at this point, because obviously Deeks will know that Welshie's still got a chance of winning the title. If Big Boy Brazier's internet decides to let him down again, then it's very much a possibility that Welshie could still win the championship. Yeah, we have, yeah. But Welshie will probably have it in the back of his mind that Jamie Brazier's internet is infamously inconsistent, and the slightest little issue with broadband waves or what have you, maybe his fibre optic starts playing up, then Welshie's got that chance of taking a championship.
Well, all he's got to do is Welshie can finish 8th if Jamie Brazier's internet goes off. He doesn't even have to do it. He's just got to finish. Oh, and Deeks has tapped Welshie around. Deeks has tapped the championship raffle around. He sat there parked waiting for Welshie, but Welshie's had to wait for Rabbit Joe to come past. Alfie's gone through as well. Deeks is still waiting for Welshie, but is that it?
He's going to be seething. He's going to be absolutely furious now. He's just going to be, oh my God, well, he flashed his lights there. Deeks probably just trying to be as gracious as he can, but he's going to be devastated after that one, man.
He has to be. Deeks did such a gentleman thing there, such the right thing to do as well. Wait for Welshie to come past. Clearly knew it was his fault. But I tell you what, he's lost 2 places now to Alfie and Rabbit Joe. Big Boy Brazier 6 seconds out in front of Holty at the moment, and this has made it just a swing towards Big Boy Brazier even more. Deeks as well, by the way, will not want to lose too much time. He's still got a battle for 3rd with Stealth Sloth, which crucially, 3rd place is the final promotion spot. 3rd place will get promoted to Pro-Am, pending Mazda, which we are at the moment believing he isn't racing next year due to work commitments. 3rd place gets promoted. The top 2 go up for the bottom 2 in the Pro category. So at the minute, Stealth Sloth is still fighting for a promotion to the Pro category with Deeks. So if Deeks waiting for Welshie like that could harm him in terms of getting up. But at the moment, Everything's all right. He's got to pit though yet as Deeks, so Stelsloff will want to get a move on here, and I want to try and gain on the back of Deeks as soon as possible. Gap out front still 6 seconds. These two still fighting all the time are Welshie and Deeks. They're not getting on Rabbit Joe. He's 5 seconds up the road, and I tell you what, Rabbit Joe and Alfie, we said Alfie earlier, I think it was Bruno, how well he drove at Bruno, and he's deserved a podium at times. No, he didn't. I don't think he'd taken a podium this season, has he?
Wasn't he?
Missed out, yeah.
We were talking about him getting a podium, but he didn't actually get it.
And he's drove so well at times this year. If he was to get a podium here, you wouldn't say it wouldn't have been deserved. And same for Rabbit Joe, taking pole position at the final race. You wouldn't say it's not deserved for him to take his first ever podium.
Not at all. Both of these guys would be good shouts for it. Alfie's doing a fantastic job at the moment. Also, one that I want to shout out is Holty, because he's the only one who's actually keeping Big Boy Brazier somewhat on the same page.
Yeah, honest, yeah.
Yeah, he can just about see Big Boy Brazier in certain sections of the track, like this bit, for example. Whereas I don't think anybody else can really consider themselves in that category. So Holtzy's done a fantastic job here at Imola. He's obviously put the work in and grinded a bit over the course of this week, and he's bringing it into the pits by the looks of it as well. So he's the third man.
Maybe an undercut.
Needs to pull the trigger. Yeah.
An undercut. Could that help Welshie? Then we'll have to wait and see. Holty was meant to be with us at the start of the season, but due to work couldn't join us for the start, and we spoke to him in the interview. He was going to choose the Mercedes-Benz or the Audi, which would have been an interesting car choice to have had on this grid. Obviously we see the Mercedes-Benz and the Audi with E-Biggs, Kieran Argent and Peaceful Explosion and the Only G on a Thursday night in the Pro Series. I do believe the Mercedes-Benz as well, by the way, of G and Peaceful Explosion teaming up next season. That'll be one to watch, that is for sure. Welshie is in the pits as well.
I'm very much looking forward to joining those guys on the grid next season in the Pro Series. I'll be the Emo guys' teammate in the Lamborghini, as far as we know. I think at the moment that's the plan. So looking forward to getting out on track in that one. But still be commentating with you on the Pro-Am Series.
Yeah, good, because you will be missed. You will be missed.
Well,
I'm telling you.
I really hope you can find someone to commentate on the Pro Series, because you need. It's good to have somebody in the box alongside you. Obviously, you're one of those commentators, Matt, who can commentate by themselves, because you cover every angle. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Whereas I hate commentating by myself, honestly.
Yeah,
I used to love it, but I hate doing it now.
Yeah, I'm the same. When I did it on my own before, fine. The minute I had a partner and they're not there, and especially me and you, we've commentated at Motive, we commentate here for the season. You just kind of get used to it. We kind of bounce off each other. It's going to be brilliant.
Yeah, we'll still be commentating on the Clio's Tier 2s, GT3 Pro-Ams here at Simplay.
Yeah,
we'll still be playing them more times. Yeah.
Jamie Brazier coming into the pits now. He needs a good smooth pit stop. He's got time over everybody else. Alfie not yet pitted, but still running in P2, and Rabbit Joe still running P3. DJ Phil and Deeks the only other two to not pit, bar Rabbit Joe and Alfie. So the two Porsches having a good show so far. Deeks just gaining on the back of Rabbit Joe slightly. DJ Phil, bit of a quiet one for him in this second race.
Yeah, he's just kept himself out of trouble, really. I think has he been into the pits?
I don't think he has, no.
No, he's a little bit off of the usual standards that we've come to expect off of DJ Phil, so maybe he's just gone on his end of season holidays a little bit early for this one, but we'll have to let him off for that one, because he's had a hell of a season, honestly.
He has
DJ
indeed.
Phil.
He really has. Deeks has just picked up a time penalty. Deeks and Rabbit Joe, crucially, are in front of Big Boy Brazier. Big Boy Brazier will not want to get involved with a battle knowing these two haven't pitted, because if he ends up with damage, now that could throw a spanner in the works. He's currently 49 seconds up the road from Welsh, his championship rival. That is all Big Boy Brazier needs to do. Alfie's still in the pits. Can DJ Phil get past before Alfie comes out? DJ Phil yet to pit. Here comes Alfie. DJ Phil nowhere in sight. So Alfie trying to undercut Rabbit Joe and Deeks has got past Rabbit Joe coincidentally at the moment. And Alfie has jumped Holty in the pit lane. Holty was running second. Alfie's jumped him in the pits. So a cracking pit stop from Alfie there.
Absolutely brilliant. He must have really pulled out the stops there. I don't know if maybe Holty changed tyres possibly. I'm not sure. I'm not quite sure why he would have changed tyres though. He's not particularly need to. In this sort of length of a race, 16 laps of Imola, you can easily go on one set of hards to the end, or softs at this time of year. So
Indeed you can. That's a strange one for Holty. So could Alfie be on for a second place here at the moment? 32 seconds off the race lead Deeks and 31 off of Rabbit Joe. Now depending on their pit stops, although like Andy said in race 1, it's a long pit lane. Lap 9 of 16 folks for the final time this season. Get your comments in the chat for driver of the day. I'll ask Andy in just a moment, but yeah, get your votes in for driver of the day for the final time this year. Deeks leads from Rabbit Joe, from Big Boy Brazier, Alfie, DJ Phil, Holty, Welshie, Stealth Sloth. But crucially, Deeks, Rabbit Joe haven't pitted yet. I don't believe DJ Phil is pitted, but I could be wrong. Welshie though down in 7th. And it's not gone the way you want. Rabbit Joe keeping with Deeks there a little bit. They're not doing too bad, is Rabbit Joe tonight?
Yeah, he's just keeping himself just about within striking distance here of Deeks at this point. But last lap around, Deeks was a little bit quicker than him. Rabbit Joe has had a good round so far. One man who's also having a hell of a job tonight is Alfie. He currently sat in 4th. He could be on for potentially a podium finish here. It'll be his first podium finish at Simplay. As you mentioned earlier, Matt, he very nearly took his first podium at Bruno, but missed out by the narrowest of margins. So it's been long overdue, and what a time it would be for him to get it in the final race of the season. That would be, it'd be a bit of a fairy tale ending for the season for him.
It really would. It would be a good way to cap it off, should I say. Rabbit Joe has Big Boy Brazier gaining on the back of him. A couple of tenths is that gap. Jamie's not going to want to force issue at the moment. In fact, look at that, easily done. Rabbit Joe's going to let him have that one. Rabbit Joe clearly not wanting to be the man who is getting in the way. Yeah, be that guy that's ruined the title, maybe. A few votes for driver of the day just coming in now. One for Rabbit Joe from Sooty Apex and Jamie from Kaylee. Of course, Kaylee's voted for Jamie, obviously partner of Jamie Brazier. Andy, lap 10 of 16, who's your driver of the day? Or
for me, it's got to be Alfie at this point. Obviously, there's still a little way left to go in this race. We've got 6 laps left, so I don't want to put the curse on him. But Alfie's driven an absolutely fantastic race so far and should come out ahead of Rabbit Joe as it stands, but it's going to be very close. So pretty much, I think, for me, it's just going to have to be between those two, Rabbit Joe and Alfie, for that driver of the day. But we'll have to wait and see. Whoever finishes ahead out of those two is my driver of the day.
Deeks in the pit lane, so Big Boy Brazier re-inherits his lead. Now, can Alfie jump Deeks? That's the question. Alfie has already pitted and jumped Holty. Can he jump Deeks? He's got 10 seconds to Holty at the moment. We'll wait and see that on the timer screen. Here is Rabbit Joe in the background at the moment. Kieran Argent says tie between Welshie and Big Boy Brazier for driver of the day. I need pick one, Kieran. Craig Leach says Big Boy Brazier. Alfie then hasn't jumped Deeks subsequently, so is now, he's jumped Holty, but he's not jumped the other team DPR car, so should come out a net second if he can pass Rabbit Joe. 31 seconds back from Rabbit Joe, so he needs to get on that one. Welshie only 6th ahead of DJ Phil. I haven't seen DJ Phil come in the pitch yet, so I'm quite surprised that one. Stealth Soft getting on DJ Phil as well. Is that DJ Phil coming in now? Yeah, it is.
There we go, so pulling the trigger. It's only 6 laps left to go in this one, but Stealth Sloth up into 7th place. Not been the best of rounds for Stealth Sloth, to say the least. But he's not had the best of season. It's well, the start of the season wasn't too bad. I seem to remember at Daytona he was really strong and in the title hunt, and I don't really know where it all went wrong for him, to be honest. It just seemed like after the break, I think it was after the break that we had.
I'm just looking at the drop points. Just looking at the scores here from all the rounds. 23 points at Silverstone for the 2 rounds, 21 at Red Bull Ring, 45 at Nürburgring, 40 at Spa, 23 at Daytona. Scored 31 at Bruno, but then it went 19 at Fuji, 29 at Monza. All right, he got 30 at Algarve. He's only got 9 at the moment in Imola, but obviously we've only done 1 round, so he's. I don't know if it's necessarily looking at that, if he struggled as much as Welshie and Jamie Brazier have upped their game, and Deeks and DJ Phil have upped their game. And it's just took its toll on Stealth Sloth. It's just made that, you know, his performances haven't looked as good compared to these guys.
Have been grafting so much and putting in the work in the week leading up to the race. Yeah, you're right, and I think that Big Boy Brazier especially has just been on another level. He's blazed a trail for these other guys to try and follow, and nobody's really been on the same level as him over the course of this season. We've seen Holty was keeping up with him at the early stages of the race, but looks like he's had some problems I mean, Holty's dropped so far back.
Oh, he's dropped. He's behind Welshie now, so he must have had another problem somewhere. He's now down to 6th place. I'm just looking at Jamie Brazier's scores here. 26 points at Silverstone, obviously retired from race 2 after the flip on his roof. 51 at Red Bull Ring, so all but took maximum points. Then none at Nürburgring, none at Spa. 25 at Daytona, he disconnected from race 2 or race 1, can't remember which one. 51 at Bruno, so again near enough full points there. 52 at Fuji, none at Monza where he disconnected both times. 51 at Algarve, and so far 26 here. So when he scored big as Jamie Brazier.
Yeah, and he'll just be hoping that his internet manages to hang on for these last 4 laps of the race.
Yeah.
He's got a TP link now, which hopefully has completely put a nail in those issues that he's had. But we'll have to see. Obviously, he was 75% through the race, so he will pick up points. But Welshie running in P5 would inherit the championship if Big Boy Brazier were to ping out of the race at this particular moment. So let's just all say a quick prayer for Big Boy Brazier. Let's all hope he's been to church this week.
Indeed, that is
the
case.
That theme back because we've lost that theme for the last couple of weeks.
Yeah, we've not had that one here. Rabbit Joe's decided to go into the pit lane now, so everybody has pitted. Where will Rabbit Joe feed back out? Alfie, we reckon, should take 3rd, with Deeks taking 2nd place. I've gone for Deeks for my driver of the day. 2nd in race 1. Oh, he's in the pits again, is Deeks? Oh
no.
What has happened to Deeks then?
This is a bit odd. I wonder what's happened to him. Because maybe he's hit the wall or something, possibly some damage. Maybe he hasn't got enough fuel in the car. Let's have a look at his fuel. He's got plenty of fuel.
Plenty of fuel. Not sure about that one then. So Alfie goes up into 3rd and can't actually get past Rabbit Joe. Can he get Rabbit Joe on the exit to the corner? No, he's got him now. Rabbit Joe just coming out the pit lane. Interesting though, Rabbit Joe could now be on the podium. Well, she's just gone up into 4th. So I tell you what, this could be a good time for Rabbit Joe to get his first podium, and Alfie as well. He is. What has happened there?
This is a disaster for Deeks. So Alfie is going to take not just a podium, but a 2nd place here in this race. What a performance from him. So far, my driver of the day is Alfie.
And I tell you what, crucially, Andy, Stealth Sloth has just got past Deeks in the pit lane. So with 3 laps to go, Stealth Sloth could be the man who's just earned a promotion to the pro category on a Thursday night. Pending Mazda's, obviously, if he races or not. But Deeks has got to get a move on to try and catch the back of Stealth Sloth here, because this could have just ruined his race and maybe the chance of getting a promotion. Deeks out the pits now, but is so far behind.
So the situation in the championship, at this point, Stealth Sloth would get that final spot in the promised land.
I do believe he would, you know. It's only 2 points in it in the title race anyway. We just worked that one out.
How many do you get for P6?
P6, you come away with 10. And for P7, you come away with 9.
Oh, so
let me just double
Deeks would
check.
hold on by the skin of his teeth.
Yeah, by a point.
Deeks would hold on. Deeks is currently sat in a promotion-winning position, but if he has any more problems in this race, if he has to come in for any more unscheduled impromptu pit stops, DJ Phil will get that 7th place and Deeks will lose his promotion spot. So we're still on the line here, guys. Watch this space, because his final promotion spot between Stealth Sloth and Deeks is still very much up in the air.
Oh, was that Stealth Sloth spinning? It looked like he'd got all out of shape coming through the corner now. Yes, he is! Yeah. He's off on the gravel!
Oh my goodness!
Oh, he's gone horribly wrong. Deeks is coming up to the chicane he's at now, so still a way to go. 10 seconds is the gap between the two of them, but Stealth Sloth has...
keep it out of the wall.
Yeah, I think you're right. I saw him get out of shape before we went off of him there. That has gone horribly wrong. Good battle for 2nd place. Currently 3.5 seconds between the two cars. Alfie and Rabbit Joe well in front of Welshie at the moment. Although one mistake could see Welshie get back on the podium. But I am sure that Rabbit Joe and Alfie would love their first podiums of the season, and put in their hat in contention maybe for next year as well with such a solid performance.
Yeah, I think these guys are both going to come on strong for next season. Obviously, we know that. I think Rabbit Joe's getting himself a wheel, isn't he?
Yeah, I do believe so, yeah.
Alfie, I'm not sure.
Already on the wheel?
He already is on the wheel, fair enough. So he will keep improving. Rabbit Joe's got improvements to come. So yeah, I'm sure we'll be seeing those guys fighting it out at the top of the standings. Obviously, without mismatches like this man in the league, they'll actually have a chance to really show what they can do.
Yep, the church is moving location. It's moving to the pro category next season, so we'll have a bit of church on a Thursday night. And we'll see if Andy pays a visit to the church or not. So far at the moment,
Probably
Deeks
need
and
it
Big
amongst
Boy.
guys like this and Mazda.
Well, Mazda might not be racing yet, but you've got Gary and G and Little Leach and Sutty. A few Sutty safeties,
Yeah.
I reckon, could it be in the hat for you next season?
Well, I reckon in the early stage of the season, maybe a few Sutty safeties, but towards the end of the season, he'll be pulling the Sutty Sendits out left, right, and centre.
Need a few Sutty Sendits tomorrow night. Join us live Thursday, 8 PM. Me and Andy taking you through the finale at Imola for the Pro Series, where Gary is trying to defend from Mazda Little Leach and Sutty Apex, although it has a bit of a bigger gap than what Welshie did tonight. And I'm sure the dramas will continue tomorrow night. That's Deeks, who's very, very wide and subsequently on the grass. And he's round here, is Deeks. And has that just allowed Stealth Sloth to gain keep the 6th place? Deeks should still finish 7th.
Yeah, it's definitely let Stealth Sloth off the hook a little bit. But Deeks will pick up that final promotion spot by 1 point as far as our calculations go, Matt.
Yeah.
So he's still in that position. He's doing what he needs to do. He just needs to continue in that vein. But,
On his merry way.
Absolutely. Big Boy Brazier is about to start the final lap of the race. Our champion-elect here for the Pro-Am Series. I don't want to speak too soon. Obviously, there is still a lap to go, and if his internet were to decide that it doesn't want to work for whatever reason, then that would give the championship to Welshie.
Do you remember the F1? It was Schumacher-Hamilton. I think did Schumacher break down on the last lap towards the last corner or something? Or was it Hakkinen that broke down? And it gave Schumacher the title.
It was the Spanish. Oh no, it wasn't. I don't think it was. No. The one where Hamilton won the championship at the last corner was Massa. That was when.
No.
Basically, it rained.
No, that was Brazil. I'm on about the Hakkinen Schumacher one years and years ago. I'm sure it was for the title.
I don't think there was one for the title. I remember one time Hakkinen was leading the Spanish Grand Prix by I think about half a lap, and he had an engine failure on the last lap.
Could you imagine if that happened to Jamie Brazier now?
That'd be heartbreaking. That would be so cruel.
It really would. Good battle developing for 2nd place. Alfie, Rabbit Joe, Welshie. Oh, in fact, Holty as well. Waiting on to the final lap. Welshie all over the grass a bit there.
Yeah, Holty's might fancy his chances on this one now. Well, Holty will probably be ruined what could have been in this race, because he had the pace to challenge. He could have easily been on a podium. He could have had 2nd place in this race by a country mile if he hadn't made silly mistakes over the course of this race. He will be fancying that 4th place here as we're coming on to this final lap. But
guys, final lap of the race. Get your vote in for driver of the day. Sorry, Andy.
So I'll let you talk us through this one, Matt, as this man, Big Boy Brazier, coming into the last couple of turns.
And here we go then. The joy that must be on this man's face. He's been through such an agonising season, and for the close of the first season here at Simplay Motorsport, what a season it's been for this boy, up and down, but he's going to be the Pro-Am champion. Jamie Brazier will take it with a win in the final race of the season. He's been outstanding this year. He is your champion. A fantastic win for him. Alfie on for his first podium of the season as well. What a drive by this man. Still half a lap to go with Rabbit Joe, Welshie and Holty on the back of them, but Jamie Brazier will be a very, very happy boy. There you see Rabbit Joe, there you see Welshie, there you see Holty. This man will be loving it. He's done it, says Kaylee in the chat. What a drive. Jamie Brazier, your champion.
What a season from him. When you consider the problems that he had in the early stages of the season with his internet, it was still popping off. Even when by the time he got to Monza 2 rounds ago, he was still having problems. The last couple of rounds he went and sorted the problem out, and you could say his decision at that point to go out and get himself a TP link was what won him the championship. I would say that £5 TP link has given him this Pro-Am championship.
Oh, there's a good battle across the line. Good battle across the line with Alfie. Look at these 4, really close together, but Alfie will take his first podium, as will Rabbit Joe. Commiserations for Welshie, only a 4th place. So Rabbit Joe on the podium for the first time, Alfie on the podium for the first time as well. Welshie will only take a P4 from this one, with Holty coming home in 5th place. Ultimately as well, Stealth Sloth 6th, which will not give him promotion. Who got the fastest lap? Let's wait and see. But at the moment, your driver of the day has been drawn between Deeks and Big Boy Brazier. So a fantastic drive by both of these boys. A real champion's drive for both of them. And you could not make it up. He's been absolutely fantastic all season, and Jamie Brazier will be the first champion here at Simplay Motorsport, the Pro-Am champion in this category. What a year he's had. Hopefully he joins us in the commentary box shortly for an interview. I'm sure the emotions will be high at the moment. Andy, what a great season for him.
Absolutely incredible. The way that he's kept believing and not lost that hope, that he's kept the confidence in his driving ability and just let that do the talking. Every single time he's been knocked down, he's got back up again, come back fighting. You cannot fault Big Boy Brazier for his perseverance here in this championship, and he is a well-deserved champion of the Pro-Am division. I can't wait to not only see him, but to actually race alongside him in next season's Pro Series at Simplay Motorsport. Guys, make sure you subscribe to the channel, drop a like on this video so you can see what we're up to here on Simplay Motorsport in the upcoming season. Make sure you join us tomorrow night for the Pro Series finale as well. We're joined in the commentary box by Welshie as well. Welcome on, Welshie. Commiserations to yourself.
Evening, gentlemen. I tried, you know. It was a good race at the start. You know, elbows were out. You know, good wee battle with Jamie. Involved in a little instance with Deeks, but like you say, he stopped and gave me the race back. So again, hats off to him for that. But it was a fantastic race there. I tried my best at the end to try and catch Rabbit Joe and Alfie, just to try and get past them and try and keep the gap as little as possible, Jimmy. But you've done a fantastic drive. Can't fault it.
Welshie, really commiserations, mate. You get, like you said, you gave it your all. Elbows were out. You know, it was good rubbing, good battling between yourselves, and Alfie Deeks as well had a bit of a moment with yourself, and you know, it just, anything could have happened there, and it did happen, and obviously it went the way of Jamie.
I think the biggest thing was the worry was when I seen the post flipping. I think it was Liam Gamers.
Yeah.
And I thought it was going to hit me until I think I drove underneath the car. It happened so quick, and then the bonnet hit my car, and I thought that was it, game over, when I seen that flipping back onto the track.
I was going to say, that looked like it nearly hit you and Jamie at one stage, and that could have really changed the course of this championship.
Yeah, definitely. But like I say, yeah, it was a good race at the end there. So yeah, hats off to everybody. Great congratulations to Alfie and Rabbit Joe for getting on the podium as well. And yeah, fantastic.
Well, according to the Pro-Am graphic, Rabbit Joe took first, second, and third. So,
yeah,
brilliant. Absolutely brilliant.
We should stay that way, Jimmy. Sorry, mate.
You get promoted to the Pro Series next year on the steering wheel. Welshie, forward up onto that. What are you thinking for next season?
Let's say we're going up against some really fast guys, you know. All I can do is go in, do it my best. You know, I've got a lot of practice to do on the steering wheel. From the practice I've done on the steering wheel, knowing when my gear changes are on the manual compared to the trying to shift it down with the automatic on the pad, shifting it back to a different gear was a bit frustrating now. But yeah, practice and head down and just focus now for the next season on with the big boys.
Well done, mate. Commiserations, but what a cracking season you've provided us with. Some great action and some cracking drama, but well done to yourself.
Thank
Jamie,
you very much.
Jamie, you've had such an up and down season, disconnections and internet problems being flipped on your roof, and you've done it, mate. Final race of the season. Congratulations.
Thank you. Firstly, I'd like to say commiserations to Welshie. Thank you for the battle all season. Say it's been really good. Say good, clean battling, and say taking it to the last race.
Talk us through your moment where Welshie obviously elaborated on Liam Gamer flipping through the air. Did you think, oh no, this is not going to be good?
Yeah, as soon as I saw Cam and Liam Gamer go off, I thought, please don't come back on. And then I saw Liam Gamer come flying back across the track, and I thought, no, he's going to hit me.
At that stage, was you kind of worried for your championship?
All I'll say is the pants were a bit brown.
Andy, anything you want to add, bud?
I want to say congratulations, Jamie, first of all. An inspired decision from yourself to get that TP link. I think that was what sealed the deal in the end, with the connection being a little bit intermittent. But I'm looking forward to racing alongside you in the Pro Series. Hopefully I can give you a run for your money, because it's on. But well done though, massive congratulations, and considering that you had to do it the hard way with so many disconnections, honestly, hats off, amazing job.
Thank you.
Yeah, well done, Jamie. Massive congratulations. Go on.
Can I also say thank you, Matt and Andy, for the commentary, and everyone involved with Simplay Motorsport. So without you, Matt, no one would be here.
My pleasure, mate. Means a lot. Thank you very much for that. Thank you.
Thank you to you all and everyone.
I appreciate that. Thanks. That means a lot. Cheers. Thanks for all the drivers who's competed this season. Deke, Stealth Sloth, DJ Phil just didn't have what it took at the final step of the season. Congratulations to Alfie, Cam, Aiden, Liam Gamer. Swimfins was with us part of the way through, Ben as well. Everybody who's been a part of this Pro-Am series, it's been an incredible journey. Andy, it's been an absolute privilege to commentate alongside you again for our first season here.
Same with you as well. Really enjoyed. Looking forward to continuing it on for the Pro-Am next season. Despite the Pro Series, we're obviously splitting up for that one, but the Pro-Am, looking forward to some great races.
Indeed we are. These two won't be on the Pro-Am grid next year, so don't worry about that one. Everybody else can sort of settle down and get into a rhythm next year. A few car choices, a few rule changes as well, but they'll be announced in due course in the group. A shout out to Deeks, who does get that third spot, a point ahead of Stealth Sloth for that final promotion. Well done to MC Motorsport for the constructors. So Chris, you don't go away empty handed. You do get the constructors title, but it's not the one I'm sure you'd have wanted.
You want something.
I'm sure it's not the one you would have wanted, but either way, privilege for everybody who's tuned in. Join us tomorrow night for the Pro Series at 8 o'clock with me and Andrew. Will be taking you through the finale there. Well done to Big Boy Brazier and Deeks on their driver of the day performance. They share that one 2 apiece on the votes. Andy, any final words from yourself?
Make sure you subscribe to the Simplay Motorsport channel. Join us tomorrow night for 8 PM for the Pro Series finale. And if you want to get involved, then go to facebook.com/Simplay Motorsport.
Also head over to Motive Racing channel, www.motiveracing.com, or their Discord server, or search them on Facebook at facebook.com/Motive Racing. Check them guys out as well, subscribe to their channel and give them a big thumbs up. They do some fantastic series in which I commentate on a few myself. We'll see you all tomorrow night. Thank you all for being here. Thanks for being a part of this one. But from all of us here at Simplay Motorsport, take care. Good night.
I'm just calling to say I